Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today, we're going to be looking at something I think a lot of people are probably thinking about right now. AI fitness coaches. Like, are these things going to replace human trainers?
It's a good question.
Yeah, and we got an article here from Energym.
Yeah.
And of course, Energym are those folks who make the electricity generating fitness bikes.
Right.
So they're kind of right in the middle of all this stuff. And the article is titled, Will Artificial Intelligence Replace Personal Trainers?
They are right in the thick of things. And, they bring up a lot of interesting questions like, can AI really replace that human connection you get with a trainer? That in-person sort of motivation. Or like, can it adapt to your energy levels and how you're feeling that day?
Yeah, because I mean, like AI is just like blown up like crazy. I
Yeah.
mean, we're talking everything from ChatGPT, writing us sonnets to our smart refrigerators, ordering groceries. It's like everywhere.
And it's crazy to think how fast it's all happened. Like with faster computers and, all this data we generate every single day. It's like AI has just been on a rocket ship. You know what I mean? Like it went from learning to crawl to sprinting a marathon in just a few years.
Yeah. And obviously the fitness world has AI fever too, right? I
Yeah.
mean, think about all those fitness trackers and workout apps.
Absolutely.
Now we've even got AI-powered equipment that can watch you and, critique your form like as you're working out.
It's funny you say that because that leads right into that $1 million question. Is this the beginning of the end for human trainers?
Right?
But Energym actually is not necessarily. They say that AI probably won't replace them completely. Not anytime soon, anyway.
Okay, so why not? Like, what's stopping AI from just taking over our gyms?
Well, it all boils down to one thing, that human element. Personal trainers can offer something. An algorithm just can't, no matter how smart it gets. Like that deep connection and motivation you get from another person.
Yeah, and the article even quotes this trainer, Jared Clough, who says, like, AI won't be able to high-five you after you hit a personal best.
Exactly.
Or, understand when you need a pep talk. Like, it's that human-to-human encouragement that really makes a difference.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, there's real science behind this, too. The article even mentions this study from Stanford
Oh, yeah.
that found that people who worked out with human trainers,
Mm.
they actually lost a lot more weight than those who just relied on AI.
Yeah. It's about more than just someone telling you to push harder. It's about having someone there with you on your fitness journey, someone who's invested in your success. And AI just hasn't figured that part out yet.
It's like that feeling of doing it together,
Yeah.
right? Like struggling together, celebrating those milestones, holding each other accountable.
Totally.
It's like that human connection taps into something deep, I think. Like we need that support, especially when we're pushing ourselves. And that's where AI kind of falls short.
Yeah, it does.
The article even points out that like a good trainer is always watching you, like reading your cues.
Right.
And then like changing the workout on the fly depending on how you're feeling, like your energy levels, your mood, maybe even the weather. AI isn't there yet, is it?
I mean, it's getting better, like with recognizing patterns and data and stuff, but it's not quite there yet with that real-time adaptability. Like let's say you go to the gym after a super stressful day at work and your energy is just zapped. A human trainer would see that right away and adjust the workout. Maybe do some lighter exercises or even just stretching and foam rolling. But AI, at least for now, is more rigid. It might miss those subtle cues and push you when you really need a break.
But AI is good at some things, right? Like the Energym article mentions how it's really changing the game when it comes to data.
Oh, absolutely. AI-powered wearables and apps are incredible. Tracking your progress, your heart rate patterns, even analyzing your sleep quality. It's like having your own personal data scientist on your wrist 24/7.
Yeah, it's crazy how much information these things can pick up.
Mm-hmm.
And AI can help us actually make sense of it all, right? Like it can show us trends or highlight areas we need to work on.
Exactly.
Or even suggest new goals.
Yeah, it's like taking all that raw data and turning it into insights you can actually use. And that's something even the most experienced trainers sometimes have trouble with. Like they might have a good instinct for what works, but AI can process huge amounts of data and spot those tiny patterns that we might miss.
Yeah, that makes sense. The article also talks about AI becoming like a form guru, helping us perfect our squats and lunges and all that. Like they mentioned this thing called Perch, which uses cameras and AI to analyze your barbell lifts.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the magic mirror, which basically gives you real-time feedback on your form while you're working out.
It's almost like having a virtual mirror that not only shows you your reflection, but also tells you like, hey, watch your knees on that squat. Or keep your back straight when you're deadlifting.
Yeah, it is pretty amazing, like
Yeah.
having a personal trainer with supervision. And speaking of personal trainers, the Magic Mirror says it's actually cheaper than a single session with human trainer. So maybe AI is the more affordable option after all.
Well, maybe not so fast. The article brings up a good point about the cost of all this AI fitness tech. Like, some basic apps and trackers are definitely cheaper than hiring a trainer, but the really high-end stuff like that Magic Mirror, it can get pretty pricey. Like, they compare it to the average cost of a trainer in the UK,
Okay.
which is somewhere between £30 and £60 per session. But then they mentioned that in London, you could be paying like £150 an hour for a top trainer.
So it kind of depends where you are and what you're looking for, I guess. Like with anything else, you get what you pay for. But does AI actually deliver on its promises? Like, is it really as good as it sounds?
That's a really good question. And the article tells this story about a journalist named Rhiannon Williams who wanted to test out ChatGPT's fitness knowledge. So she asked it to make a marathon training plan. Now, for anyone who hasn't used it, ChatGPT is this super powerful AI chatbot that can write like a human. People use it for everything from writing emails to composing music to even getting relationship advice.
Oh, wow. So can it handle a marathon training plan? That's a pretty big task.
Well, it turns out ChatGPT's fitness knowledge needs a little work. Like, it gave Rhiannon some pretty crazy recommendations. Like, it suggested a 19-mile run the day before the marathon.
Oh my gosh, Akita, that's like asking for an injury.
Right. Like, that's a guaranteed way to end up on the sidelines.
Yeah.
It just goes to show that even though AI is super smart in some ways, it can still make big mistakes, especially when it comes to something as complex as athletic training.
Yeah.
You know, it just doesn't have that deep understanding of the human body and what each individual needs that a good human trainer has.
So it sounds like AI has a lot to learn before it can really take over from human trainers.
Yeah.
But where do we go from here? Like, is the future of fitness going to be all about robots and cyborgs leading workout classes?
Well, actually, the Energym article paints a much more collaborative picture. Like, they think that AI is going to become more of a tool for fitness professionals, something that can help them do their jobs even better and create more personalized training plans.
That makes a lot more sense. It's not about AI versus humans. It's about how they can work together to create a better experience for everyone.
Exactly. And they use Energym as an example. Like, they're integrating AI into their electricity generating bikes,
Okay.
but they're using it to support human instructors, not to replace them. It's about creating a more engaging and effective workout.
That's really cool. And to make everyone feel even better, the article mentions this website called Will Robots Take My Job?
I love that.
And apparently it predicts a low probability of AI replacing fitness instructors anytime soon.
That's good news.
So human trainers can breathe a sigh of relief for now. But even though the robots aren't coming for our gym memberships just yet, the rise of AI in fitness does bring up some interesting questions. Like, the article ends by challenging us to think about how we can use AI to create even better, more personalized training experiences.
That's a great point. Like, instead of being afraid of AI as a threat, we should be thinking about how it can help us reach our fitness goals in new and exciting ways.
It's kind of like, instead of picking sides, team human or team robot,
Right.
it's about finding that middle ground where they work together.
Kind of like a fitness power couple.
Exactly, a fitness power couple. And this whole deep dive has really shown that AI in fitness is about way more than just replacing trainers. Like, it's a powerful tool, but we have to use it the right way.
We do.
So what does all this mean for you listening? Well, instead of worrying about robots taking over the gym, maybe start thinking about how you can use AI to level up your own fitness journey. Like, are there apps or wearables that could help you track your progress better? Could AI-powered feedback on your form help you avoid injuries?
And if you're already working with a human trainer, don't be afraid to talk to them about AI. The good ones will be using these new technologies to improve their services and give you an even better experience.
It's all about staying curious and open-minded. Who knows what's coming next? Maybe we'll have to do another deep dive soon to explore the next wave of AI fitness stuff.
I'd be down for that. But until then, keep those brains and bodies active.
And we'll catch you on